You're listening to Bridges Radio Program. This is a show about the creative industries, artists of all mediums, and other professionals who make the art we all enjoy. Bridges is produced at Citadel House Studios in Lewisport, Newfoundland and Labrador, and is a collaborative project between Carolyn R. Parsons and Citadel House. This program can be found on iHeartRadio, TuneIn Radio, Spotify, and in podcast at SoundCloud, Apple Podcasts, and Google Podcasts, as well as many other podcast hosting programs.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Bridges Online Radio. We are here at, we're at home. I have Bonny on the line. Are you there?
Hello, I'm here.
Hi, Bonny. We are at episode 13, December 14th. And we have a little bit of a change in our format for today's show. We don't actually have anybody that I've interviewed or you've interviewed. We have nobody. It's just us, you and I. And the reason for that is because it's just the season. It's just difficult to fit all the interviews in, and so we do have one coming up on the next show on the 21st. There will be an interview. If all goes well, we'll be talking to Christian House. He's going to be in town, and we're going to try to get him and do an in studio. That'll be fun, eh, Bonny?
And he's the man behind the music that you hear in Bridges at our fade-ins and outs, and our little bits of music is his music, so.
It is, and it's beautiful,
cool.
And I just love. Well, I like Christian. I'm a fan of Christian's music anyway. He's one of my favorites, and so I love that we have that incorporated into the show. Because if I was able to pick the music that I wanted to have, it would be exactly what we got, and it's would be something from Christian because he's just so fabulous. And so, we'll be having a chat to him. It's winter. I'm not making any promises. Snowstorms can happen. He doesn't live in Lewisport. He lives in Springdale?
Well, he lives in Springdale, but he's going to school in St. John's right now.
Right.
So he's on the road a bit. Yeah.
But all goes well. Fingers crossed. He'll be out here, and we'll have him in the studio and do our show from the studio and chat to Christian and maybe get him to, but anyway, play some music. I mean, that's what he does. So, but right now we're doing this new format. It's going to be just you and I. We're going to have to find stuff to talk about. Bonny, what are we going to talk about?
What a tricky, it's so hard for us to talk about anything.
I know.
We're,
so
it's difficult.
I know. Nothing ever happens, and when it does, we don't want to talk about it. That's the way it is.
Well, first off, how was your week? What have you been up to?
This week, this week has been the week of concerts, kids' concerts, music, theater. Sophia and Martina both beyond the overpass, right? The senior show was first, and they did a fabulous job. They had a dinner theater, and so we had a wonderful dinner at Quality Hotel in Gander, and then followed by two shows. They do two plays because there's so many of them. They've divided into two groups for the plays, and
wow.
And both were so funny. They were both written by Jamie Harding, who's the artistic director out there. He writes comedy. I mean, you're just howling, and the kids have such perfect comedy timing. It is amazing. And I mean kids, because the oldest ones are 16 or 17. They're not very old. And their comic timing is amazing. And then the intermediate kids, which are grade 7 and 8s, they did their play on Monday night, I think. No, sorry, I'm in the wrong week here. Sunday afternoon.
Okay.
And
I think I saw a video.
Yeah, it's about 45 minutes. And they were, I can't say they were better, but they were as good as the senior class. And it was a really funny play. Again, Jamie wrote it. It was called something Shakespeare's Dream or something like that. It was absolutely hilarious. but poignant and had a good message, and like it had every quality. So I'm just so pleased with the work that they do there. And what I like most about the kids being involved in theater in that program is the other things that they get out of it, the friendships, the closeness, the teamwork and collaboration that they have to, you know what I mean? Like that's how it works. You can't put together a production like this unless everybody works together and steps in and does their part and shows up for the rehearsals uh, and they just become so close and their friends in the theater are their best friends. And I had Leslie Hewlett on, and she talked about that too, how they just are each other's, sounding boards and therapy because they're so accepting, right? You have to be honest in the theater, and you have to bring your reality to it, and they do, and so yeah, and they address themes of inclusion and diversity, and it was just wonderful. It was just absolutely wonderful. So that was what I did this week. That seems to, between driving them to rehearsals and driving them to the actual shows and hanging out in Gander at the Jumping Bean while they do all their stuff. That was my week. Yeah.
You were busy on the road there. Yeah.
Yeah, and I didn't have a lot of my own stuff on the go because I finished the editing for my book. It's gone back to the publisher, so it's in their hands again. And this is an interesting process because there's a lot of letting go because I independently published before. So when I decided it was ready, it was ready. You know what I mean? So now it's gone back and I have nothing to do. And it's sort of weird. I have a book coming out, in February or something, and I have nothing to do right at the moment. So I emailed, I actually messaged the publisher and said, should I be doing something and like maybe write the acknowledgments? Oh, yeah, you can do all that stuff. So, because it's like, I need to be involved more. I'm looking for work now.
You need to be doing something. Yeah,
well, because, you have to let go and let them do it. They're the experts. So I hear that, and I always cross my fingers because, but I hear that I'm going to see a cover concept this week. And that's, I don't know why, but the cover of the book is so exciting to me. And
it is, yeah.
It is. And I'm, you work so hard at the book. The cover, I don't do any work. I mean, I can make decisions and say veto stuff and make suggestions, but really a graphic designer has to do that, right? And so, and they're always so good. Like I always find the graphic designers always impress me. They send me something and I'm like, oh. Even if I don't accept, like if I say, okay, I don't think this is suitable for my book, that doesn't mean I can't appreciate the quality of what they've done, It just always amazes me. It's a skill set I don't have, so I'm always in awe of that, and so I'm excited about that. So
yeah, that's very
what have you been doing? You're back.
I'm back. I'm back in Lewisport. I'm currently sitting in a room with one of the cats. So if you hear a cat walking by or meowing in the back of this episode, I'm sorry, but he's just wanting out of the room.
We have cats here too. Two of them. They generally don't come around when I'm talking. They're not like kids that way. No, but as soon as I get up in the morning and I, get the kids off to school and I'm sitting here by myself, they both come because they have to have,
run them right over.
Oh yeah, and they need a bit of carnation and a saucer and yeah.
Yeah.
So they're gone now doing their thing there, but that doesn't mean they couldn't possibly show up and make, some sounds.
Yeah.
So, but that's
we'll
it. They're
see.
The cats.
Time will tell.
And you had a birthday this week.
Besides that, yeah, well, December 11th birthday, yeah.
Yeah, so fun stuff.
Yeah.
Your birthday week, that's always fun.
And I've been off I flew back, and then I've been off in St. John's for a couple of days, visiting the guy, and then I got snowed in. Well, kind of. I just beat that big storm that was going to hit St. John's on Thursday, so I got in like 3 hours before it started. And then...
Yeah. Oh, you were lucky.
My plans, I was going in for a concert, and I was going to see friends, but it snowed so much I couldn't really do. Like, the show got postponed, and it was not good to drive, so we just had a cozy Christmas evening instead, and then it was bad the next morning as well, so I couldn't go then. But that was okay. I just stayed an extra day in St. John's. I enjoyed it. And then, yeah, came on home, had a Christmas concert for a time at the Old Hall last weekend, and then I've just been working for the last few days.
I wanted to go to that show so bad. I was determined I was going, and then I got a cold, and so I was driving the kids to rehearsals, and by the time Saturday rolled around, I'm like, I just can't. I need to, because I had a show the next day. The girls had to go to Gander, and I thought, I need to just let this, So I think Saturday night, I think I messaged your mom and said, I wish I could be there. I can't make it. And then kind of went to bed.
Yeah.
I was just, it was just a cold. Colds drive me crazy because you're not really sick. You're just like, it's just an annoyance to it. Like, you're not well, you get a headache or whatever, especially the first day or two. It's like, because I find for a cold it's 3 days. On the third day I'm getting better, and it's still in my voice now. I can still feel that there's something there, but it's, definitely on the mend. But I was at the height of it that night, and I want to see Sherman, and I want to see that show, but I couldn't do it. You can't do it all. And so, yeah. But it went well. I heard good things about it, and I'm hearing good things about that tour. So it's called what? The Christmas?
A Time at the Old Hall.
A Time at the Old Hall.
And it's put on by A Time at the Old Hall, and it's put on by From Stage to Stage and Sherman Downey. So From Stage to Stage is for, I want to say players. They recite and they do recitations and stories and songs.
Yeah.
And then Sherman was just musical accompaniment and just being Sherman and adding, his own thing to it. So
yeah, and so
they've been going across the whole province.
Yeah, I don't know if they're still going. It's the 14th now, but if they are,
I think they end on the 19th.
Okay, so wherever they're going, like, it's a time at the Old Hall. That's hard for somebody from Outport, Newfoundland to say with all the H's and O's. But it's from what I understand, it's reminiscent of the old. Like, when I was growing up, we would go to a time at the Old Hall. Do you know what I mean? It was a concert, a time. That's what we called it, and. So then people would just get up and, it was homemade entertainment, right? People got up and sang or played or recited things or whatever. And they still do that where I come from in Change Islands. They still have a time, and old-fashioned concert, we call it. And, so that's what it's all about. And I've heard people say it's just absolutely fantastic, and I'm sure it is. So I know I'm really bad. I hope they do it again next year.
I hope so, yeah.
I need to see that. I haven't seen it yet. So, okay.
That's pretty fun. Pretty funny.
Yeah. And you did something. So there's an auction coming up at Citadel House on Sunday.
Yeah. So this is Friday. And on Sunday evening, 7:30, we're having an auction. I think we've spoken about it a couple of times on the show, but it's changed from what we initially thought it was going to be. So on December 16th at 7:30 at the Citadel House, we'll be doing our annual Gideon's Helping Hands auction. This will be the 5th year, actually. And it will be hosted by Adam Baxter, and we'll have special guests from the community. And that's going to be, I believe, Cassidy Rich and Christian House and possibly Paige Sargent.
Wonderful.
That's a maybe. And they'll do entertainment throughout the evening, and then we do a silent auction, and it's raising money for people who are in the Janeway over Christmas who can't get out for whatever reason, if there's treatments or if they live very far, or there's just sometimes that just happens. Yes, so.
And I will be there. I'm going to that.
Great.
For sure. My cold's over.
And I believe you're donating a book, right?
I am donating a book. I'll get that to you. I'll probably bring it Monday. We have to, when we talk to Christian, recording that, I'll probably bring the book along and so that you have it. Is it? Because it's before, right? Oh, no, Christian's the day after.
No, actually, no. Yes, there we go. If you could,
I'm all mixed up.
Wrap up
I'll get it.
sometime.
I'll get it to you.